win the division for the 12th time in the last 13 years, how the West was won, and why you should be more optimistic than ever about this Dodgers team's chances to win the World Series. That's coming up next on a celebration, NOS Championship edition of Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, ready to parade. We got a parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Ohtani starts the 50-50 clock. Mookie Magic. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out. What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain. I cover the Dodgers for Dodgers Nation, a credentialed member of the media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Thanks for rocking with us after the Dodgers get it done in the desert. There was no partying in the pool, but there's a party in the visiting clubhouse right now because the Dodgers have won the division for the 12th time in the last 13 seasons. They've won at least 90 games in every year, every full season since 2013. This is not normal. This should not be taken for granted. As someone who grew up loving those 90s Dodgers teams, early 2000s Dodgers teams, you won a couple of divisions in there, but this is not what the Dodgers used to do. This is unprecedented dominance from an organization that has put together the most sustainable winner in all of professional sports. This team doesn't win the World Series every year. You should have won in 2017. You got back in 2018. You set franchise records in regular season wins, 106 and then 111 in 2022 when you lost in the first round. But you won in 2024 and 2020. And the thing about this Dodgers team is, yes, you don't win it every year because no team in baseball does, but you have a legitimate chance to win every year. Most franchises, it's, hey, wait till next year. Hey, next year will be our year. Every year when it's opening day and Dodgers fans say, this is our year, they can say it with pride and they can mean it because it's actually true. For a lot of organizations, this does not happen. So give some love to the Dodgers. Give some love to your boys in blue. This has been an up and down year. I know this has been a frustrating year for a Dodgers team to win the division the way that they have, with a couple of games left, 3 games left in the season, a Dodgers team to win the division with their 90th win of the year. You would probably be surprised to learn that at the beginning of the year when a lot of people felt like this team had a chance at the all-time regular season wins record. But no, this is how it shook out. And right now, this is a Dodgers team, like I said, embrace this, enjoy this. Don't take it for granted. 20, 30, 40 years from now, it will not be like this. Not only are you not having to have these rebuild seasons where you're in Cancun while the rest of the league is participating in the postseason. No, the Dodgers get to punch their ticket every year, and you get to enjoy postseason baseball. And the Dodgers, they're going to finish with their worst record since 2018 when they finished 91-72. But 90 wins for 12 full seasons in a row. And then the one that we're not talking about, the Dodgers won 43 games in a 60-game season in 2020, a 717 win percentage, and you won the World Series that year. The only other team in big league history that has won 90 games 12 years in a row is the New York Yankees. And that was all the way back from 1947 to 1958. So, yes, you want more World Series titles. Yes, you probably wanted more wins this year. Yes, the bullpen made you pull out your hair and gave you a headache and you lost sleep about it, but you still won the division. And it's something to celebrate. It really, really is. I mean, you win the division. You got the 3 seed in the National League playoffs that start next Tuesday, September 30th at Dodgers Stadium. But, hey, I knew I said I wasn't going to celebrate. I knew I said that, hey, for a team that's World Series or bust, I wasn't going to do what the players are doing right now and drinking beer and having some champagne. I know I said I wasn't going to do that, right? Because divisions are what the Dodgers do, right? This is a time-honored annual tradition. It's death, taxes, and the Dodgers winning the National League West. It's the Dodgers in the rest in the National League West. And I know I said I was going to do that. I know it. But you know what? Let's celebrate the good times. It's been a minute. It's been a year. That's been frustrating. But you know what? You win a division, you get a shoey. So break out the Shohei Ohtani. Break out the Shohei Ohtani. Shout out to my friends over at Modelo. We're getting a shoey here on Dodgers Dugout Live to celebrate the 12th division title in the last 13 years. This is not normal. Enjoy the golden age of Dodger baseball. All right. How about a double shoey? Double shoey for, okay. Oh, that just went down my pants. Oh, yep. That went down where you know where. Here we go. Round 2. For the podcast listeners, just crushed 2 shoeys here on Dodgers Dugout Live. Hit that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Hit that like button for this team that is celebrating. And I know, hey, why celebrate, right? This is what you do. World Series or bust. Guess what? There's people in that clubhouse that haven't gotten to celebrate this. There's Ben Rortvedt. There's Dalton Rushing. There's guys that haven't got to experience a division win, so it's very important that you let these guys celebrate because there's no guarantees in the wild card. There's no guarantees in the NLDS. None of that is guaranteed. So I'm all for celebrating. I know I've changed my tune here, but I do think that this is a day to celebrate, a day to feel great about Dodger baseball, and things are looking up. This is a Dodgers team now that has won a lot of games consecutively. I mean, you're talking about 11 of 15 games in a row. They've gotten their you-know-what together, and it's at the right time, and they were playing a Diamondbacks team that's playing for their postseason live. So let's not forget about that. So, all right, let's go to the comment section. We're going to listen to the players. We're going to listen to interviews. We're going to get all into it here on this special edition of Dodgers Dugout Live. First, let's listen to Dave Roberts' speech that he let one slip. And I'm talking about a little F-bomb from Doc. Here, give a listen to Dave Roberts' celebratory speech in that Dodgers clubhouse.
First off, congratulations to another National League West championship. Everybody in the world knows that this division goes through Los Angeles. And this is the first step. This is the first step. And what we talked about a few days ago is this has to be the most important now 5 weeks of your life. It has to be the most important 5 weeks. And the only thing I ask is you guys all continue to play for each other. The only thing that matters from here on out is being the last team standing and doing whatever it takes to win a championship. Everyone in this room, there's a lot of people outside of this room have contributed to this moment. So, guys, hey, let's have fun. Let's enjoy tonight because you guys deserve it. But don't lose that edge. Keep that fucking edge for 5 more weeks. Congratulations.
So they're getting down. That could be a t-shirt. Keep that effing edge. That's what Dave Roberts' message was to the team in that Dodgers clubhouse. And I think this team does have that edge. I think this team feels like their back is against a wall. Let's be honest. If this is a team that had won 120 games and was going to take that day off and that week off heading into the DS, and you're sitting pretty and you're losing the rhythm of your offense, yeah, you probably would get a little complacent. This team now has said, hey, you know what? Because here we have to have a wild card round. We have to host a team that wants nothing more than to knock us off. So I do think this team's going to have an edge. I think Dave Roberts absolutely had the right message to the team in that situation, because when you win as much as the Dodgers do, regular season games, you're injured, you're playing a lot of baseball, you're playing the Rays and the Pirates and whoever it may be. Look, let's be honest. When you're used to playing in October, there's a big difference. And this team is as professional as it gets, and their preparation is still off the charts. But I think that there's a reason why this team is at their best when the stakes get high. Things just change in the brain, in the psyche, in the intensity, and you can feel that this group on paper right now, based on these new developments with Roki Sasaki pitching out of the bullpen, Clayton Kershaw pitching out of the bullpen, Emmet Sheehan's going to the bullpen, you have every single one of your starters that you needed ready to roll for the postseason. This time last year, Yamamoto's coming off an injury and Glasnow was done. This year, you have Shohei pitching elite, Snell pitching elite, Yamamoto pitching elite. Emmet Sheehan looks fantastic. Tyler Glasnow looks really good and pitches elite at times. And Clayton Kershaw has embraced a new role in the bullpen. The offense today, for example, just look at what this offense was able to do. This is the most dangerous lineup in Major League Baseball, led by Shohei Ohtani, but it's not just Shohei Ohtani. This is a guy that struggled to have any level of sustainability or stability from his teammates in Anaheim. Today was a great example and really epitomizes why Shohei wanted to come here. I mean, just look at this Dodgers team. Shohei Ohtani hit a home run. Freddie Freeman hit a couple home runs. Andy Paez hit his 27th home run of the year. Freddie Freeman and Andy Paez hit back-to-back home runs to start the second inning. Freeman hit one off Jalen Beeks. Paez hit one off old friend Nabil Krismat. He's getting a ring. Mookie Betts had a 2-run single. Freddie Freeman had 3 RBIs, and he hit his 23rd home runs, his 22nd and 23rd home runs. Andy Paez hit his 27th home run, and Shohei Ohtani also came up in a big way, hitting a monster blast in this one. Just look at this Dodgers team and the offense that they put up today. Second inning, you put up 4 runs on 4 hits, and who was it? It was Freddie Paez and Mookie Betts. And in between there, Conforto drew a walk. Kike Hernandez had a single. Don Rushing had a really nice at-bat, grounding to a fielder's choice. But it's not just the big boppers. It's not just the MV3 right now. Those other ancillary role player pieces are getting involved as well. Top of the 4th inning, the Dodgers could smell blood. I was listening to Rick Monday on AM 570 on the radio during the game, and he said that he took a bus to the game that had a lot of Dodgers players on it, and he mentioned that it was a little more quiet than it usually is. And he said that it felt like this team was just a little more focused, a little more locked in for today's game, because they knew that it was about winning the West today. And you saw that from this offense, putting up a 4 spot early, then top of the 4th inning, they went for the knockout blow. Kike gets a leadoff double. Great development today. If you're doing takeaways, Kike's starting to hit. You're starting to see that Kike look in his eye. Mr. Kiketober is ready to roll. He doubled to left. Couple batters later, Shohei Ohtani steps up to the plate, and he crushes a bomb on a changeup that's down in the zone. It's essentially a home run that you're not going to see anyone hit in Major League Baseball, where Shohei Ohtani is able to use that strength, that ability to get to pitches that most do not. And we're talking about a changeup that's just down in the zone, and it's like he one arm hits it into the pool. And this guy does something every single game that just makes you question whether or not he's a human. Like, he doesn't need to be tested for HGH or steroids. He needs to be tested if he's not human, if he's from outer space, if he's an alien. The things that he can do, it's so far from normal. And it was a big home run, a 2-run shot, and that put the Dodgers up 6. Okay, so we're going to do that thing where we glaze about the unicorn for a couple of minutes here, because Shohei Ohtani is just absolutely incredible. 54 home runs. Again, that ties a franchise record set by himself, Shohei Ohtani. And it was just an insane home run. He golfed it out. It was out of the zone on a changeup, and he hits into that pool in right field. And you just look at what he's been able to do this season. And last year was great, 50-50. We'll never forget it. This year was doubly as impressive. It was twice as impressive this season, because not only was he able to maintain what he did at the plate last season, but he also showed that he could still pitch at an elite level after his second Tommy John surgery. He leads all the National League in essentially every offensive category. He is going to run away with another unanimous MVP. It's going to be his third MVP in a row, and his fourth in his last 5 years. He's incredible. He set the Dodgers all-time record for runs scored. If you look at the pitching numbers, what he's been able to accomplish this season, it's ridiculous. It truly is absurd what this man is able to do. You really just can't say enough about Shohei Ohtani in the year that he's had. It's otherworldly. It really is. I mean, how can a guy hit 54 home runs? How could a guy hit 54 home runs and pitch at an elite level and post a 2.87 ERA in 14 starts? It's the furthest thing from normal. And he's going to win another MVP, and he is the MVP until he stops pitching. Period, point blank. Like, Kyle Schwarber, great season, nothing compared to Shohei. Even if Shohei was in the American League, I think he should deserve the MVP, just because we're never going to see that again. We just aren't. We just aren't going to see this again. A 7.5 WAR season is incredible. I mean, a guy that's been able to hit and pitch, and his year's not over. I mean, the guy could end up with 58 home runs. With 50, I mean, who knows? I mean, I predicted he would hit 60. Didn't get 60. But the number one takeaway from Shohei Ohtani this year is, one, the offense stayed true even when he started pitching again. And then two, he's pitching as good as he ever has, coming off a second Tommy John. Look at Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler, yeah, he's pitching well right now for the Phillies, but he hasn't been the same guy. He hasn't been close to the same guy after his second major arm surgery. Look at some of the other guys in this organization, the Dustin Mays of the world, right? It's very rare to just get close to where you were before the injury, before the surgery, and he looks better than ever while continuing to put up slugger numbers. Like, it's tough to process this guy. He is Superman in baseball cleats, and he's going to win the MVP, and there's not a close second. Kyle Schwarber, thanks for coming. Here's your nice little second place, because it's not even close. And honestly, even if Shohei Ohtani was on a last-place Dodgers team, I still think he should win the MVP. I don't think that should factor into it as well. He's that good. But, all right, welcome to Dodgers Nation post-game show / Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers post-game show and Dodgers show on YouTube, Dodgers Dugout Live. We're going to be doing a giveaway pretty soon. I got a couple of those Clayton Kershaw 3,000 strikeout bobbleheads that we're going to be giving away pretty soon. All you got to do is comment down below, CK3K. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you hit the notification bell, and you will be eligible to win. I've got an exciting new project that we'll be talking about soon that includes the Dodgers and other big LA sports teams like the Lakers, the Rams, USC, UCLA, you name it. And we'll get into that soon, but that's a little teaser. But Dodgers fans are going to want to be a part of that. But, hey, speaking of not taking division titles for granted, speaking of enjoying this, let's make sure that we enjoy every single second that's left of Clayton Edward Kershaw, who yesterday, it was supposed to be his bullpen day. In between starts, he did have a good amount of rest in between those starts. So he said, you know what? Let me just, instead of throwing my bullpen, I'm going to just make an appearance. And he did so in the 9th inning and went 1-2-3. The game stayed tied, and it was a great play by Tommy Edman, but he said it after the game that it's really fun to come out of the bullpen. There's a lot of adrenaline involved in it, and I think he's re-energized. I think he's going to help this team. And yes, this bullpen has been the absolute Achilles heel of this team. If the Dodgers had any semblance of an above-average bullpen, they would have the best record in baseball. They would have one of those buys, but that's not the situation that they're in. The bullpen was not good this year, but they have depth and talent and an infusion of that, and Clayton Kershaw is one of those guys. Let's hear from Clayton Edward Kershaw from the Dodgers clubhouse.
Has the shirt off, and I'm wearing it on my head right now. It's really wet, Clayton, and congratulations.
Thanks, Dave. I don't know where to go from there, but thanks.
Hey, what does this team mean to you? What does it mean to celebrate an NL West championship, knowing that this is your last season?
You don't get this very often in your life. You really don't. You got to celebrate every single moment, and you never know, man. You just never know. And so getting to celebrate something that's been very hard for us to get to is special. And this is something special. So we're going to celebrate. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's still cold. It's still cold, but it's still the best feeling in the world. So I'm going to enjoy every second of it.
I know you never want to make it about yourself, but there's Max Muncy. Every one of your teammates wants you to feel the burn today.
Oh, I can't wait. I love every second. We're all going to feel the burn today. We're all going to feel it.
Are you ready for this October, ready to be with this group? Oh, Snellzilla's got a little something. I thought they were microphones. My bad. I thought they were microphones. Okay. This team seems to mean a lot to you, and you seem to mean a lot to them.
I love this team, man. I love every second of it. I mean, this is the best part of baseball. And sorry, I got some in the eye. Oh, I took one in the eye. But it's the best part of baseball to get to celebrate with people that have been in it with you for every step of the way. And yeah, this one means more because this is my last time to do it, but it's just the best.
I need you to give Yamamoto some shine. It feels like he's been the forgotten man in baseball this year.
He's not forgotten on our team. He's been unbelievable. Today was just another dominant performance. I know Skeen's had a great year, and he rightfully should win the Cy Young, but Yama's right there, if not more, and well, we're glad he's on our team.
Do you want your shirt back?
No, I don't want my shirt back. I don't want goggles. I don't want a shirt. I hardly want pants, Dave.
All right, we'll end it right there before it goes any further. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yes, Clayton Edward Kershaw. That's our GOAT right there. You heard it right there. I don't want a shirt. I don't want goggles. I barely want pants. He was like, I took one in the eye. Hey, yo, Clayton Kershaw is juiced and ready for a postseason run. That was great stuff. And he's absolutely right. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he has been fantastic for this team. This team does not take him for granted. They know how good he is. He is in that same conversation with Paul Skeens for being one of the best pitchers in all of Major League Baseball. Yamamoto has been worth every single penny of that $325 million deal. And before anyone says, "Oh, whoa, that's a lot of money," right? And what did Josh Reddick say? Remember what Josh Reddick said in a tweet that's aging like 7-Eleven sushi in the sun? Josh Reddick said that you can't give $325 million to someone that's never thrown a pitch at the big league level. Guess what? You can. You know why? Because it's so incredibly rare to have an opportunity to get a pitcher in free agency when he's 24, 25, 26, 27, right? And they got Yamamoto right at 25, 26. He's 27 now. Typically, when you give pitchers the bag, like Corbin Burns and Max Fried and even Blake Snell, you sign him at 32, you are signing those guys when they're either right at 30, close to 30, or over 30. For Yamamoto, they had an opportunity to get an absolute ace in his pre-prime, well before 30, and he's been absolutely fantastic. Yamamoto this year, 173 and two-thirds innings of work, can be the first Dodger to qualify for postseason awards since Walker Buehler back a few years back. He's posted a 2.49 ERA, a 2.94 FIP, a 3.05 expected FIP. He's my game one starter for the wild card round because I think he's earned it. I think he gives them the best chance to win. Also, he gives you length. And today, he got run support. How about that? Yamamoto getting run support. You just don't see that. And he's been one of the worst this year as far as not getting that run support. And it's no fault of his, of course. But hey, today, the Dodgers went out there and they gave him a end-of-year present. And that present was some runs. And that was a big thing for this team to just cruise to a victory like that. And he was great. I mean, he's always like levels of great. Like even his bad is better than most players' great. But tonight, what really stood out with Yamamoto was he just shut down that Diamondbacks offense. He just absolutely put up zeros. He had 6 scoreless innings. He went over 200 strikeouts with 7 punch-outs in this game. That takes him to 201 strikeouts on the year. And if you don't think that's a lot, hey, get used to modern-day baseball because the last time a Dodgers pitcher had at least 200 strikeouts in a season, it was Walker Buehler back in 2021 when he had 212. And you just haven't seen that. You haven't seen a guy with that kind of strikeout ability and durability like Yamamoto has shown. He almost feels like a throwback at this point. When it's about, okay, 100, 125 innings, this dude's a dog. Like, this guy loves to pitch. This guy is a master of his craft, and he realized, hey, to be as good as I am, I got to be consistent, and I got to start consistently. I don't want you to put me on the Phantom IL. I don't want you to give me some rest. No, he goes out there and does it. And sure, is he better on extended rest? I mean, who's not? I mean, really. But he also has said that he's willing to go on 4 days rest too. So he gives you whatever you need. And that year for Walker Buehler, when he had those 212 strikeouts, that was with 207 2/3 innings of work. Yamamoto got those strikeouts in 173 2/3 innings of work. So he got around the same amount of strikeouts in significantly less innings. So you got to give him tons of credit. I mean, 30 games started for Yamamoto this year. And of course, Yamamoto is the guy that you want on the mound, but it's really, really incredible to see the success he's had. And look, I think today we got to celebrate with the Yoshinobu Yamamoto theme song, which he loves.
1, 2, 3 山本由伸のモノマネしてるもしのぶ山本由伸のモノマネしてるもしのぶ山本由伸のモノマネしてるもしのぶ山本由伸のモノマネしてるもしのぶ
So just so you know, Yamamoto loves that song. You'll see them play it by his locker. They actually love the song. He loves the songs. That's why I brought it back. We got a super chat here from Stavy1999 DMAC. We still have a series to get through, but once we walk through that series starts to work, seeing the boys celebrate has put a big smile on my face and hope in the back of my heart. Let's get that work in and run this ish back. Boom, rack 'em, Stavy. Loving that. Loving that. Absolutely. Let's celebrate, man. Who doesn't like to day drink, right? I mean, it's a pretty nice opportunity. Nando says DMAC is drunk off Capri Suns. Roki better step up. Bro, how do I find that song? DMAC no Shuey. Rewind. I did one earlier. Deja Vu Magic. I did two, actually. I want to see Roki for the WBC versus Mexico. Hey, the thing about Roki yesterday, the conviction's back on that fastball. He's throwing 100. He kept it low. The movement on that splitter, that fork ball is filthy. He just needs to command it. But, yeah, things are definitely looking up with him in the fold. We've got, I call him that every day. Shut them out. Absolutely. All right, let's go to Freddie Freeman, man. I mean, what a day for Fredericks of Hollywood. He's a guy. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it so fitting that when you know you need something big from a Dodger player, it's Freddie Freeman. It's like, it's put the kids to bed. Let's let the adults do work. And he's certainly one of those adults. Freddie Freeman last year in the NLCS, in the World Series. Whenever they needed him to step up, he did. That World Series, he was absolutely incredible, of course. and he won the World Series MVP. But I think, too, if you're going to pick an MVP for today's game, it's certainly Freddie Freeman. He goes on the afternoon 2 for 3, had 2 home runs, had 3 RBIs, had a walk. He's the absolute most consistent. He's the guy you just never worry about when he's struggling, if he ever is. He did have a pretty long slump during the season, but he's put together another really, really good Freddie Freeman year, a year that he looks like he's healthy and ready to go for the postseason. And after today, Freddie Freeman at age 37, I mean, he's in baseball years are 36. He's starting to get close to 37. Still a 137 weighted runs created plus, 23 home runs, 39 doubles, leads the league. He's Freddie, and we love him. And here is him in the Dodgers clubhouse after the game.
What a season for you guys. What a game. Rightfully so. You capped it off on this great regular season.
You knew that was happening.
Yeah, as soon as we started talking, somebody was going to get you.
Yeah, I mean, this is awesome. I mean, every year that you'd be able to win a division title, it's special. It's always the first step in our goal. This is always fun for me to see all the first-timers that to win a division, how excited they are. And, it's been a long year, a lot of grinding going on, and this is special. It took a different road than we...
Miguel Rojas getting Freddie Freeman, baptizing him in 2025 for the NL West Championship.
How does that feel?
Oh, the burn is great, Freddie. That's what Kershaw says.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, this is fun. It took a different route than we thought it was going to take, but in the end, we were able to accomplish the goal.
Freddie, it feels like you encompassed what this entire group was about. You faced a lot of adversity starting in spring training, but you found a way to be there every day for your team.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how you envision a season's going to go. It usually does not go that way. I didn't really have an off season having the surgery. I'm trying to get on the field as fast as I could. There's been a lot of guys that have been grinding through some aches and pains through the whole course of the year. Tommy's ankle, Muntz has been dealing with a lot of things. Our pitching staff has been going through a bunch of stuff and the health-wise, but when you play together and play for each other, you get on the field, you do everything you can to help the Dodgers win that game that night, and we were able to do that over the last 6 months, and here we are going to the postseason again.
We can't forget about Yamamoto. I feel like the whole league has forgotten about him. How good has he been this year?
Well, I mean, I think when you look at the numbers, you got a sub 2.5, you got a sub 1 RIP, you got 200 plus strikeouts. It's absolutely incredible what he was able to do. When he got hurt last year and missed 3 months, and what he did in the postseason for us, it was incredible. I would assume they're chanting that for Shohei.
I thought that was for you, the World Series MVP.
No, I'm going to go with that Shohei. Yep, it was. He deserves another MVP. He's incredible. But just a lot of things that we were able to overcome. It was not a smooth ride in 2025 to get to this division title, but we were able to do it.
Freddie, you are a leader in so many ways. Example and what you mean to this team. Special to have you back and ready to go for October.
Yeah, I'm ready. I feel good. I'm ready to go and get ready to hopefully get this thing going soon.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Freddie.
Dave.
There he goes.
There we go, Freddie Freeman. Also, a reminder that today's episode of Dodgers Dugout Live is brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Guys, if you tried Prize Picks, definitely a lot of fun. I've been playing a lot of Prize Picks lately, and this week I have Carson Wentz getting more than 210.5 passing yards, Jaylen Warren getting more than 57.5 rushing yards, and DK Metcalf getting more than 2.5 receptions. Now I've been playing Prize Picks lately, and it's been a lot of fun. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in. Also, don't miss out on this week's mass discount, which has Jalen Hurts at more or less than 0.5 passing yards when the Eagles play the Bucs this weekend. Download the app today and use code NATION to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code NATION to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to download is below in our description. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Okay, so tons of positives out of this one, right? Not only did the offense go crazy, score 8 runs, you get tons of home runs. That definitely is a recipe for success for this Dodgers team. But the much maligned Dodgers bullpen put up zeros. No runs allowed for the Dodgers bullpen. Tanner Scott, Will Klein, and Anthony Bonda all pitched a combined 3 innings. They had a combined 5 strikeouts, gave up just 1 hit. Tanner Scott looked a little better. Still throwing a lot of slider. I still think it's too late to say, okay, we're going to throw him back into high leverage situations. I still fully expect to see him towards the bottom of the lineup against lefties until he gets that confidence back. But Dave Roberts did say before the game that there was a good conversation with the bullpen and the coaches, and that's all good to hear. It doesn't change anything for me. I still think that Blake Trinan's firmly in that pen. Tanner Scott's role has been reduced. Kirby Yates, we won't see him again. And the rest of the guys, Anthony Bonda, Alex Vesia, they're still there. But I stand by what I said a couple of days ago, that you're definitely going to have to consider piggybacking starters and having them eat as many innings as possible. You have to get extra creative and radical if you're going to win, because you just can't rely on this bullpen this year. They're one of the worst bullpens in franchise history. By ERA, they're the 6th worst. And like I said, what's happened the last couple of days has been a good thing, because now I think the Dodgers are going to completely shake up their game plan, and you're going to see a starter-heavy attack plan. And Joe Davis said during the broadcast, his hot take was that he felt like this is the first time you're going to see a starting pitcher pitch full 9 innings in a game, a complete game in the postseason. He predicted a complete game in the postseason for a Dodgers starter. So that would be pretty wild. That would be pretty wild to see. I don't know if I think that. I just think that you could see them probably just tighten the innings up towards the end. And with Roki and Kirsch and those guys pitching, I think you're going to see Roki, Kirsch, and Sheehan pitching games along with one of the elite starters on the front end. But I don't know. A full 9 innings, that would be kind of tough, because you want to keep. I think that the plan should be let guys go as deep as they can, but you don't want to push their limit. You want to keep them fresh. You want to keep them fresh for the stretch run, because they're going to be playing deep into October. Okay, here we go. Keep reading your comments. Welcome to Dodgers Dugout Live, the NL West edition. 499, never take for granted another shirtless Kershaw celebration, popping bottles, LFG. CK3K from Jamie Zelov, 1999. Bang, bang, Dodger game on you. I like that. Kershaw been eating too much pizza from Nando, 390. Freddie on Elm Street, Freeman. Andy Chen, can I get a 10 spot? What up? Joseph H. asking Lola for some money. Oh, did Lola drop a bag? Wow. Lola, $99.99. Oh, my goodness. This is incredible. This is definitely going to the rebuild the bullpen, the offseason fund. Thank you so much, Lola. We've got a $99.99. This show is sponsored by Lola, because whatever Lola wants, Lola gets here at Dodgers Dugout Live. Yoshi D-Mac, Dodgers NL West champs. I will be there this weekend. All 3, hence CK3K. So exciting. All right, bring us some good luck up in Seattle. Lola, definitely a contender for our first commenter Hall of Fame induction. By the way, if you missed this, Nando, after the season, we're going to have our inaugural Dodgers Dugout Live, Dodgers Nation commenter Hall of Fame. I've got a bunch of people I've been writing down for nominations. The more you comment, the better your comments, the comment of the shows. We've got Nando, D-Mac going to spend the super chats on the 35er tonight. Yeah, might treat myself to a couple nice tortas. Fire take from Lola. Karma Smith, I would take 100 to save Kershaw's life. Okay, that's a little X-rated there. D-Mac bringing in the ladies. Mac Daddy, what up, Dan Moreno? How we doing, Dan? Mr. Mayo, just like you said, I got off work and the Dodgers are NL West champs. Mr. Mayo, what I tell you yesterday, right? Hey, look, I've been trying to hint at things. When I told you that Kirby Yates was going on the IL for Roki Sasaki, that's not just something I was thinking, right? It's something that I knew was going to happen. D-Mac, yo, Lola, dinner, big dog. Stavy, 199. We've got Lola's the MVP. Lola's like our Mark Walter. She's like she's the sugar mom around here. And we appreciate her and all the Dodgers fans that make this what it is. You guys definitely bring it on this show. And, yeah, no shirt, no goggles, World Series. Jose Aguirre, Lola, I might be in love with you, LOL. Wow, can you imagine if we get our first commenters that met in the comment section on the show that get married? Be pretty awesome. D-Mac Ohtani, 144 runs, 101 RBIs. Yeah, Ohtani, my man, more runs than me after going to Taco Bell. I mean, this guy is just incredible as far as run production. 54th home run today. 144 runs on the season. He is someone that it seems like everything he does is the first of something. But yeah, there's really nothing else you can say about this guy other than the fact that we are witnessing the best player in any sport right now. Like, there's no one in the NFL that's as good as Shohei Ohtani is at baseball right now. There's no one in basketball that's as good as Shohei Ohtani is at baseball. Maybe prime LeBron, but not current LeBron. Or right, and none of the other guys that are like, even like Luka. Like, Luka's best is not Shohei Ohtani. I mean, Shohei Ohtani truly, like I've always said on the show, he's not. It's not that he's the best player ever, which I think certainly you can have that conversation when his career is all said and done. It's that he's the best player ever imaginable. Like, what Shohei Ohtani does. I mean, we're in Hollywood, right? And you got, I used to work at a production company way back in the day. It was Bruce Willis's production company. I was like interning, reading screenplays and doing things like that. And they would get these scripts and they'd be like, dude, this is too unbelievable. Like, it doesn't make any sense. The alien goes here and then they blow up this and then this happens. No, it's unrealistic, right? And a lot of that happens sometimes. Even in movies, you're like, this is unrealistic. This can't happen, right? If someone tried to just drop Shohei Ohtani, a guy that hits 54 home runs and has a 2.67 ERA, they would say, no, that's unimaginable. They would say that this is too unrealistic even for a Hollywood script. So I think that's why it's fitting that he is here in Hollywood, and it's incredible what he's been able to accomplish as a player, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, how about the fact that it happened in Arizona, by the way? I kind of want to talk a little bit about that because that was so much fun. The pool party in Arizona back in 2003 and everything that went down with that. If you remember at the time, there was a lot of tension between those two teams, and that team really just wanted that year so bad. I do think that 2013 is one of the big what-ifs in Dodgers team history and what happened in St. Louis. The Red Sox end up winning that year if Hanley Ramirez doesn't go down. Thanks, Joe Kelly, right? I think they win the World Series that year. I truly do. But the Dodgers, they went into Arizona and they went to that pool after. And years later, you had policemen and horses that were guarding the pool. And it was just great. All the politicians were mad. It was fantastic stuff. That was a different era. That made more sense. This year, I think it was a respectable celebration. So let me know. Do you guys like the celebration the Dodgers had in this one? I did. I think it was perfect. I think, as Freddie Freeman said, and I said before too, that you have to celebrate because some of these guys, it's their first and it could be their last. And yeah, I mean, hey, we're in postseason mode, right? Kershaw's dad bod, peak male body. Anthony Bonda's tatted up. Dude's wearing goggles. Yeah, you're getting those postseason feels. Only thing that would make this more October is if we saw Dave Roberts twerking on Ice Cube again, right? So the postseason feels are certainly here, and I think this team, look, I'm not going to try to pour cold water on today, but they know that if they get bounced in the wild card round, that this team will, and this organization is going to be seen as massive failures, but I just don't see it happening because this team is, the togetherness is there. The talent certainly is there. And until I see a Shohei Ohtani-led team flame out in the World Series, I'm going to think that the Dodgers are going to go back. Until a Shohei Ohtani-led Dodgers team loses in the postseason, then I'm just going to assume, just like he wins MVP every year, that they're going to win the World Series every year. Is that realistic? No, but it does show you how important it is to have a player in his absolute prime with talent around him like he does. So I'm a big believer in the 2025 Dodgers, and I think this team, like Dave Roberts said, keep that effing edge. I think they do have an edge, and I think that edge is coming from the fact that they didn't have the regular season year that a lot of people expected them to have. There's a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. You want home field advantage, Phillies? Okay, Let's come to your house. Oh, you want to come to our house, Mets, Reds, D-backs, whoever it is? Okay. You think you could beat us? This ain't the pre-Ohtani Dodgers. It ain't. This ain't the pre-Yamamoto Dodgers. It's not. This team is very different from those teams that did not come up when they needed to, that, let's be honest, for lack of a better phrase, that disappointed in the postseason, that choked a couple of times. Let's just call it what it is. This is not one of those teams. Their roster is very different, and I expect this team to go on a deep run and win another World Series. But here was Mookie Betts after the game.
It obviously took a lot for you all to get here, but you've done it. You've won the NL West. What does this moment just mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, step one, I'm sure everybody has said that. But, you know, we went through a lot this year. We've been through a lot this year, and so to be able to say we won the NL or the NL West, that's saying a lot for us.
For you personally, I know this wasn't the easiest of years. Offensively, you've gotten back on track. That personal reward, I have to imagine that means so much more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, just kind of helping the boys, doing what I can to be there for the boys. I mean, sometimes it may not take performance on the field. Sometimes it's just supporting other guys, and so I've learned to be a team player this year for sure.
You guys have talked about how this is the first step, but how has this also just set the stage as to what you all can achieve come October?
I mean, we got an opportunity to play in October, so. Oh my God! I mean, no, I don't think anybody did. But you know, it's just like you said, step one, and we get the opportunity to play in October, and it's gonna be tough. And we know there's a lot of really good teams, but we are too.
You told us it was during the off season. Well, first of all, we have to shoot this. Please look at this moment right now. We're gonna break it down.
Let's go, Big P.
Okay, this is a live reaction now because that was iconic. But you said during this offseason you wanted to fill up your hands with rings. Is it feeling like this year another more ring could be coming?
Yeah, absolutely. We're here. We got the opportunity, and we got the boys to do it. Now it's just time for us to put it together.
Mookie, congratulations.
I don't know if I'll make it on the slipping slide. After the World Series, then I'll go down the slipping slide.
That's a deal. Mookie, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's dudes that have their shirts off and then dudes that don't. All right, I think Mookie, Freddie, rarely. I mean, Mookie sometimes. I don't think I've ever seen Freddie without his shirt off. Clayton Kershaw, he pops that thing off immediately. He even said, hey, he barely wanted pants on. So it's just so funny to see guys do it that way. And it's great to see this team having the kind of joy that they really, for a team that has so much pressure on them to let loose like that. I mean, that's pretty awesome. How about, we got to hear from Blake Snell, though, because I heard some good stuff from Blake Snell and some of these beer mics that he was doing with the beer mics right there. And, hey, can we warm up to Blake Snell a little more? I mean, it does feel like for most franchises, Blake Snell would be like the most important guy on their team. For the Dodgers, it's like I don't see enough Blake Snell jerseys at Dodgers Stadium. I don't see enough people talking about him. This is a guy that would be the #1 Game 1 starter for most teams in Major League Baseball. He's a multi-time Cy Young Award winner. Yes, he did miss a lot of time with a shoulder injury this year, but when he's been out there on the mound, he's put up Cy Young caliber numbers. And I think that I'm going to call it right now. The player that I think Dodgers fans are going to fall most in love with in the postseason, more than they are now, is going to be Blake Snell. I think Blake Snell, I'm not saying that he has haters or anything, but I think Blake Snell is going to earn those Dodgers stripes because, one, he's had a lot of success in October, and two, he's been really good against the Phillies in that lineup, and three, he is determined. He is absolutely on a mission to win the World Series. We know what happened in Game 6 in 2020. He got taken out. Kevin Cash. Hey, Kevin Cash can't take the ball out of your hands in this one. I think they're going to ride him. They're going to absolutely let him go deep into games. Snellzilla, he's definitely going to put his stamp on the Dodgers this postseason. Here is him from the Dodgers clubhouse during the celebration.
Yeah, man, you were waiting for your opportunity to pitch. You were waiting for your opportunity to show these group of teammates what you could do. How sweet is this for you?
No, it's amazing. Winning the division, that's a good feeling. But winning a World Series, that's the goal. For me, that's the goal. For the team, it's the goal. But it's amazing. I'm going to enjoy this.
what has Kershaw meant to you? I mean, here he is, soaking it all in like it is his first time.
You know, I can only talk in his language. No, it's been amazing. I mean, we can't say enough good things about the guy, but he's going to teach me how this works, you know, this celebrating. I don't want it in my eyes. It already happened, it hurt. But, no, he's going to teach me how this is done, and we're going to keep winning.
Blake, you signed here to be part of this.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you guys haven't even scratched the surface on how good you can be?
I think we're going to really turn the corner now from this point forward on investing in each other, being, you know, the best teammates we can be to find a way to win every game. So I'm excited for what's to come.
Only dogs show up in October, and we got a dog right here in Snellzilla.
Hey, can't hide. It's out there, so let's go be great.
Hey, you've been great, and we only look forward to it continuing in October. Thanks for the bath. Appreciate it.
You needed it. You looked a little dry, okay?
Let's get in there with your teammates.
Let's go enjoy our favorite month, okay?
Love it.
There we go. Enjoy your favorite month. He's letting loose. He's feeling good about it. I think Blake Snell is going to be a lot more celebrating. He's going to become a pro when it comes to celebrating because that's what the Dodgers do, right? It's champagne showers. It's division championships. It's being a World Series contender. And look, let's not forget, this is a team that after the competitive balance tax and what they're going to have to owe is a roster that's going to cost $540 million, right? I mean, look at all these interviews. It's all-stars. It's future Hall of Famers. It's some of the best players in the sport. It's a collection of greats. And they need to prove themselves once again. If you don't feel like you have something to prove, then you will never improve. And I think that this team has that edge, like Dave Roberts said, but let's not get it twisted. This team isn't playing with house money. This team has to put together a run to, I think, make what has been the golden age of Dodger baseball, which I've called it for a long time. Can you call it a dynasty yet? I don't think you can. The only time you call something a dynasty, in my eyes, is when you win consecutive championships, back-to-back championships. And this Dodgers team, they have about as much history as any franchise in Major League Baseball and all of sports. And then there's a lot of bigger than baseball stories, Jackie Robinson, things like that are related to the Dodgers. But you look at this franchise's rich history that takes a backseat to no one. World Series titles in 1955, 1959, 1963, 1965, 1981, 1988, 2020, 2024. No back-to-backs. No back-to-backs. The Lakers have done it. I think what really takes your franchise to a whole nother stratosphere and takes this run to a whole nother level, and it turns what has already been the most successful, sustainable run in the history of this franchise, you can use this, and the D in Dodgers will stand for dynasty. And the only way that happens is if you win back-to-back titles. So there's a lot of pressure on this team. Do not confuse that. There absolutely is. But let's hear from Doc.
Dave Roberts, two-time World Series manager. He has now led the Dodgers again to the NLS championship. He has done it every year in his managerial career except one. Where does this one rank for you, Dave?
You know what? I guess the easy answer is they're all different. But, looking at kind of the path, this is as tough as a path as we've been through, but the old adage, iron sharpens iron. I do think that we're better for all the adversity, and I think we're playing our best baseball. And for me, just to see our players, coaches celebrate today, but understand that there's still a lot of baseball left is a good feeling.
What was your message to the team as you guys were getting ready to celebrate?
I think for me, it sort of piggybacked the last message when we clinched the postseason, where it's, outside of faith and family, this has got to be the most important 6 weeks, now 5 weeks of our lives. And I think that regardless of what we've done before, nothing matters. And it's more about just playing for each other, trusting each other, and playing for a championship.
It feels like you've got the buy-in from the entire group, whether it's a guy that's a starting pitcher ready to go into the bullpen. Do you feel like you got the buy-in?
Yeah, the buy-in's been there. The buy-in's there. the toughness from our guys, the talent is there. And it's about all of us just going out there and executing. And we got to win 13 games. And we got to be prepared to play 5 more weeks. And every day, every moment, every pitch has got to be of the utmost importance.
Do you still feel like playing next Tuesday is the best case for this group?
You know what? Honestly, I don't care. I don't care where we play. I don't care who we play. We're prepared to play through October, and that's kind of how we're wired. So whoever we play, on Tuesday, we'll be ready.
Whoops. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. That's the mindset you have to have. It doesn't matter who, when, where. They're going to have to play the Dodgers, not the other way around. And like I was saying, this is unprecedented success. The Dodgers, they're 12 National League West titles in this 13-year span. 13 years, 12 NL West titles. That is more than the previous 44 years combined. Before that, they had won 11 NL West titles in 44 years, and now they won 12 in 13. There's a lot of teams out there. I'll say this. Think about this. There's a lot of teams out there that don't know when their team's next postseason appearance is going to be. Let that sink in. Think about that. All right, take your comments for the rest of the show. Dodgers NL West champs. Tomorrow I'm going to give you my top 10 reasons why I think the Dodgers are going to win the World Series. We're going to do some more roster projections. Got some guests on. So definitely rock with us tomorrow on Dodgers Dugout Live. But here we go. We got Good Swig D-Mac. Dave Roberts is the GOAT. We got Del Boy. This is the starters year. Piggybacks is the name of the game this year. The Piggybacks, the Piggyback Dodgers. We'll have to think of a new name. The Piggyback Dodgers. The Murderers Rotation. I'm going to see them on Saturday in Seattle for Mark. Kershaw will have a Bueller moment this year. Dave isn't the GOAT, but no casual wins 2, almost 3 World Series titles. All right, let me know down below in the comment section. Give me your percentage chance right now that you think the Dodgers will win the World Series. Like, how high is confidence after this one? And what is your number one concern? Which player concerns you the most for the Dodgers? Which player? Let's read that. We got to Roseman, Carnio, D-Mac. This is just step 1. We need the bullpen to lock in if we're serious for the postseason run. Yeah. Justin says, I still cringed when I saw Scott out there. Glaucoma, you're the man, D-Mac. Let's go Dodgers. Absolutely. Nando says 69%. Bruh. Karma, 75%. Mike M, 75%. It's easy to have a starting rotation. 6-headed goat. I like that. A 6-headed goat starting rotation, Roger Smith. It's a comment of the show. 6-headed monster. I've been calling him the Murderers Rotation. A 6-headed goat. That works for me, though. I love that. 75% Tanner Scott is my number one concern, but can he hurt you, right? Can Tanner Scott hurt you now? I think that it was a necessary evil for him to flame out like he has. And yes, Kirby Yates and Blake Trinan and Tanner Scott making $42.5 million combined this year. But do you really think that the Dodgers would still put Tanner Scott out there in a high-leverage situation? And the truth is, in the postseason, every inning is a high-leverage inning. Even if you have a sizable lead, things can change very quickly. But I think relative to postseason baseball, there has to be absolutely no chance. Like, he can't be anywhere near. He can't be in the same zip code as the mound in a high-leverage moment in the bottom of the ninth, based on how he's pitched, based on the current talent on this roster. The postseason is totally different. The postseason, you're not managing for months ahead. Like, you're managing to win that game. We saw what happened in 2019 with Davey Martinez and the Washington Nationals and Corbin and Patrick Corbin and Strasburg and how they managed that. I think you have to take a page out of the Nationals book from that too and say, hey, it's absolutely burning the boats and going with our strength in this one. I think that's why it's tough to feel as confident about the regular season Dodgers and the postseason Dodgers because of what we've seen in the postseason. But don't think of, you almost can't use anything that you've seen in the postseason in the past to dictate this, right? It's a whole new postseason. The regular season is what it was. The rotation, I think, sacrificed 10 to 20 wins because they went on the side of health, and they punted on 10 to 20 wins because they weren't pitching Snell and Glasnow and Yoshi and Ohtani and Kirsch and Sheehan on days when they could have at parts throughout the season because they knew that the bullpen probably wasn't going to be a strength and that they did not want to have to go through what they did last year. Anytime that check engine light was on, they took it to the shop, and I think it's going to pay dividends, and that's why I think the Dodgers are in the best position to win it all. $5 super chat from Manuel Dominguez. Last year we had questions with the starters. Now this year the pen, relax, these dogs need to be ready for another championship. Yeah, last year's the dogs. Hey, what's bigger and more ferocious and has more stamina and has more of a killer than a dog? It's a wolf, right? Let the wolves out. And that's what I think this Dodgers rotation has the potential to be for this team. Absolutely. We've got a super chat, 85%, I think. We've got this if the bullpen could be decent. Steven Lopez, Keith Potter, D-Mac, were my eyes deceiving me or did Tanner Scott pitch well today? Look good to me, throwing 97 miles per hour. Yeah, I mean, he looked but before yesterday, he had before a couple of nights ago, he had 4 really good appearances. It's not like he's been terrible all season long. He's had some stretches where he has been effective. I think this one, you consider a couple things, and one of them is you have a sizable lead where you're up 8-0, and then you also look at what part of the lineup was he going up against, right? He's going up against a part of that lineup where it's Barossa and Tawa, McCarthy. That's the bottom of the Diamondbacks lineup. So I need to see it for like 5 straight games. I need to see it for a whole month. I have trust issues, man. I do, absolutely. But all right, guys, I'll tell you a couple more. By the way, we're going to get our voicemail going where you're going to be able to call into the show. You guys going to call, hit me up. Like, hit me up. We're going to call you, and you're going to hear your voices on the show. And you're going to have a specific hotline where you can leave voice messages. So I'm working on that for the postseason. Lots of giveaways, lots of new stuff, all about you guys. I like that. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That's a comment of the show. That's a fire take. Fire take from Malachi Ferreira. I like that one. Awesome stuff. Leonardo Blanco. Hey, D-Mac, get us to the term pitchers. Hey, D-Mac, get used to this term. Pitchers piggyback roll. Let's ride. Let's go, Dodgers. Let's pitch to 60% from Senior Hefe. Philly is my concern. I think you're onto that one. D-Mac, I can see Emmet Sheehan in a high-leverage situation. Ken Warm, absolutely, 100%. I think he should be a guy that should get the final 3 outs at times. There's no doubt about it. All right, guys, congratulations. Your Los Angeles Dodgers are division champs once again. Celebrate tonight. Crush a Modelo on me. Maybe Lola will Venmo you guys enough to get a tall boy a 6-pack. Really appreciate her and the rest of you fans out there. I'm going to celebrate tonight because the Dodgers, they bring us together. They give us high highs, low lows, but they're always interesting. And I do think that you need to buckle up, get ready for a long month-plus run to another World Series title. This team has the roster. They faced adversity, but they're going to find a way to get it done. And I think this will be the most satisfying World Series in Dodgers franchise history. 13 games, full 106, 13 wins. Forget the 90 wins. Forget the 89 wins. Forget whatever they end up winning. In the regular season, it's about those 13 wins in October, and it's a full 162-game season. 13 wins in October. You send Clayton Kershaw out with the World Series. I think Shohei Ohtani wins the World Series MVP and the NLCS MVP, and the D in Dodgers will stand for dynasty. They will be officially a dynasty. They're already the model franchise, but this elevates them, and it takes this Dodgers team to a whole nother level with another title. But that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live / the Dodgers Nation postgame show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Special thanks to Tony Taters, Tony Tortas, whatever you guys want to call him. Try to guess his girlfriend's name. Let me know down below. He's been producing this show remotely. Special thanks to all you guys out there. Go to dodgersnation.com for all of our latest articles and follow us on all of our socials. Go to gearup.la for all of our gear. And most importantly, remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. Until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the up
upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball.